There we go, sir.
Haha, nice.
Mr. Drackirr in the house.
What's up?
How you doing, my friend? Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, just waking up. Night shift.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Jordan just woke up a few minutes ago. What was
Yep.
it, 10 minutes ago, Jordan, you just woke up?
Yeah,
I've been
15,
sitting
15
here
minutes
like,
ago.
I've been sitting here just like casually floating through life all morning long, not really awake, not really asleep, just kind of existing. It's been a good morning for me. I can't complain.
There you go.
So what do you got going on this morning, my man?
Oh, nothing much, Just that's actually my day off, first day off. I work
Nice.
4 days on, 3 days off. Big.
Very nice.
Mhm.
What do you do for...
Making sure everything's still growing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what do you do for work full time? Are you a full-time farmer? Is that your job?
No, just have a hobby farm here with my family.
Yeah.
I'm a welder actually for Apex. We make all kind of door frame and stuff for construction site. Like the fun stuff to work on is actually when it's like prison doors.
Cool.
Yeah, man. No, I was curious. I always see you hanging out on a farm and whatnot. So I was like, this man's a real like old school gentleman. He likes to throw hay around. He likes to deal with horses. He's a man's man.
Yeah, like that's the way that I've been raised pretty much. Just love the land and
Yeah.
stuff. Keep it going. And right now, well, we just got this hobby farm that we started, but still need a lot of work. We just got this place like 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully next year we're gonna have livestock and 10-year product will be horses.
Cool. That's awesome.
Very cool, man. So what are you guys growing there right now as far as like produce or what the farm's producing?
Well, right now we have the first year I'm gonna have a good crop of cantaloupe, and
Nice.
Very cool.
our squash plant is doing amazing. Like we have such a great spot for that. It's growing like amazing.
Mhm.
And other than that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and my own personal smoking, obviously.
Of course.
Nice.
Yeah, no, you can never go wrong with the pot smoking. It's been a huge life changer for me. Like I was like 315 pounds and I just, I couldn't stop eating all the shit that I was like, oh man, this is bad for me. Then I thought that if I got the munchies and I started eating salad, that would fix my problem. And I somehow lost 145 pounds in a year. It's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah. And then I've just never turned away. How did you get involved with it? What's your story as to how you got involved with the marijuana there?
Well, me, I always had anxiety, actually, social anxiety and all that stuff. So,
Really?
Beer, yeah, during the whole beer struggle stuff was kind of like out of my comfort zone, actually. So I was like, fuck, I'll still give it a shot,
Very cool.
Well, I always find like when you work on something, you work on your weaknesses. You're not on what you're good at because you're good at it. So
Totally.
You're just gonna have to keep doing it.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
Right, so
To get better at anything you're not good at, you got to put some time into it.
yeah. When it got legal, it was like, well, fuck, at least that released another side that like, fuck, am I gonna get caught with it or whatever, right? Yeah. Before it was always anxiety, and actually, as working nights, sometimes you come home, take a little toke, and then you go to bed. It's easier to go to sleep too.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. My old man, he used to be a logger for almost 20 years, worked in a mine for like 15 years after that. So he's always used to having a weird, messed up sleep schedule. And in the last couple of years, I think in the last year, actually, he started smoking again. And it's been nice to actually see him go to sleep. Because before, the man would never sleep. He was always awake, just kind of like in this dazed sense if he was trying to sleep. You're right. Yeah, it just knocks some people unconscious.
Yep.
Totally.
With the blue collar world, we have all that kind of. I'm sorry, I'm French, so I get caught up in my English. Those French, man. Trying to say is, as a blue collar, we all have like those freaking weird schedule all over the place, right? Shift work. So by the time you come supper time, you're not even hungry, and then want to have a meal with your family, you just take a little toke and then you get the munchie for supper time. But usually supper time would be around fucking midnight for me. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It has a lot of pros. Yeah, I'm definitely proud to be Canadian, and it's freaking legal now. Good job, guys.
Probably. I mean, I don't know if you're much of a political guy, and I would pretend, and I'd be lying to you if I said I exactly knew politics very well. But I do have to say, as far as like the reputation behind Justin Trudeau and like him getting in, a lot of people don't like the fact he spends money like water. That was probably one of the better things he did, was getting that legalized, getting that pushed through, and just kind of like, finally, this is no longer a problem. It was talked about my whole life up until I was, I don't know, 26? It's been like 2 years now.
Yeah, something like that.
2 years? Yeah, 2 or 3 years now. So like when I was 25, I guess, is when they were just about to make it legal, and it was like, thank fucking God, about time.
Yeah. I never thought I would see it. Did you think the same thing when it was just like it was never going to get legalized? Yeah, just the way I felt back then.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, political. Trudeau.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an interesting character.
Like, I find, to be honest, he's doing a great job compared to Trump on the other side there. Not a political guy either, but if you compare the two, I'm definitely glad that he's on our seat.
Yeah.
I guess would be the pro.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I don't know either. I say he's doing a lot better of a job than Trump as well. Like Trump is, I don't know. I'm surprised that country's like not on fire to the point where we're all like, holy, there's nothing but smoke around us, because that's seriously what it feels like sometimes with everything going on down there. Yeah, but as far as like manly presidents or manly world leaders, I still say, and I have to find somebody that tries to prove me wrong, Vladimir Putin rides bears. Vladimir Putin rides goddamn bears, man. I don't know another man on the planet that rides a bear besides Vladimir Putin. And if somebody knows if that photo is photoshopped, for the love of God, show me that it's photoshopped so I quit talking about this.
Yeah, but I always had the Russians, man. They have a way of doing things. It's always passionate. Like if you listen to classical composer in Russia, which I'm a big classical guy.
Cool.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah. Like Rachmaninoff, he's incredible Russian composer. But if you're always gonna listen to those freaking, I don't know, like Chopin, Beethoven, doesn't have that in the Russia, you know.
Yeah.
But even Russian choir, they're amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting you mention that. Yeah, it's funny you mention that. A lot of people only listen to like Beethoven and the well-known composers. They don't really go searching for other people. Do you think that's kind of like a missed art within the classic realm? Is that there's not a lot of like people seeking these other composers nowadays?
Well, I think it's probably, music industry just took over everything. So
yeah,
listen to is 90% what you heard on the radio, or some of your friends' band that you're like, oh man, that's pretty cool, or stuff that you heard or seen on the internet.
Yeah.
Who's gonna search like Beethoven now? Like not a lot of people have that,
Yeah.
There's still gonna be people out there. Like my daughter is in like orchestral programs. She plays a double bass. So
cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
My oldest. But if you think about it, in our time, we didn't have that kind of program that you say, hey, this guy pretty good at music, so we're gonna put him in a system that's gonna be capable of reaching goals of like
superstar by the age of 15.
Yeah. Not just like shaking your ass on MTV.
Totally.
Don't get me wrong, I love watching those videos. I mean, they're shaking their ass. If you listen to them. Or a lot of.
Oh, that's funny.
of any? Are you a fan of any modern day music? Like, do you like any of the modern day stuff that has the girls' asses shaking and you got the dudes flashing their cash and the cars are bouncing? And are you a fan of that?
Yeah, I am. Like at work, that's what we listen to. And it's just like me. If I have a productive mind, and I always been into music. Like my mom was a piano teacher, so I was raised into that world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, just I love the beat, I love the music, I really get into it. But it's just like if I listen to the production side of it, I'm like, okay, this is like two chords with the same simple beat of the 1/4 and there's a 16 of it. No, it's where my brain goes. And time is kind of like a curse. I can't truly enjoy something that is like not complicated. Mm. But at the same time, I'm like, I like it. I put it in my car. I listen to it.
Oh, that's funny.
Conflicted.
I get that feeling. I get all over the map. I'll listen to fucking Five Finger Death Punch, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, Elton John, you name it. I'll listen to anybody. Fucking Flutie and the Blowfish. Give me all of them. I got a weird taste in music. Jordan, what's yours? Yours is more like rap orientated, isn't it?
Mostly, but I listen to pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely that rap is definitely the majority of what I listen to.
Do you have like an odd song that I would never guess it's your favorite song? Like, is it like Abracadabra by like Shazam or whoever the fuck it was way back when, where it's like Abracadabra?
Never heard that song. I don't know.
Because I'd be lying if I said I don't like that I'm a Barbie's Girl in a Barbie World song by Aqua. That shit is catchy, as gay as that is. I love that.
Oh, man.
Yeah. What about you, Drackirr, my friend? Do you have a fucking song out there that you're like, I would never admit to anybody that I like this song, except for on this podcast because you're asking me this question?
I would say that Aqua song, man. Like, it's so catchy. The first CD, I hate to say that. I'm gonna tell you guys that story. The first time that I played drum, okay, it was like my mother's fucking drum kitchen set, right? Put it all in my room.
Yeah.
It was the only CD that I find in the house. And that's the song that I was jamming at with my friend. Then after that, all the dishes got broken, and my mom was like, "Oh, get it But what I listen to is actually metal. I'm like big metal guy. Been in a lot of few live shows here in New Brunswick, but nothing gonna get out of New Brunswick.
Fair enough. Do you find New Brunswick is a hard place for people to get out of, or people to go and make something successful of themselves? Is it just like a tough spot?
Yeah, it's just a tough spot because it's just like so small. Like even COVID don't want to be here. It's great. You gotta live it to love it. Like, but other than that, it's pretty quiet. Everybody just do shit, and everybody like when COVID came, everybody they were like, stay home, and we're like, yeah, we're already doing this. Like, we work, come home. That's what we do around here. Like the lowest tax province.
Yeah, no, I was curious what it's like over there because you guys are quite a distance from myself and even from Jordan, even though you guys are, closer together, you're still a little bit further away. And I've always kind of wondered what life is like out there. And like you were saying, a lot of people seem to go home. Is that more of it's like a family-oriented community out there?
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, for a small community, the thing is a lot. If you go to the bigger town like Moncton, then it's more like night scene stuff. Like would be a lot similar. But me, I come from Batters, who's from like kind of a north section of New Brunswick. But ever since they closed the mine up there and the paper mill, the absolute work. So everybody's come down to like Moncton greater area, so we can have work. Actually. I don't know. It's more like it's quiet.
Yeah.
It's not, I speak for myself. I mean, especially I have 3 daughters. I don't have much other than work and come home and take care of the farm. And
Yeah, fair.
But it's a lifestyle that I've chosen. So small.
Totally.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to ask, because I'm a father as well. I have a 4-year-old boy, and it's just him and I spend all my time with him. What is it like being a father of 3 women? How is that? What is that like?
Well, I think I had a live streaming because I had 3 sisters. So it kind of feels just like a different switch, but now it's like I think I understand my dad, and he was just like sticking his head and going like, "Let's go for a drive," you know.
Totally.
Fair.
Totally. I get that.
It's actually pretty great. I wouldn't replace it for anything in the world. But my oldest is 12.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
And then I got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. So
Cool.
it's pretty.
That's super cute.
Nice.
Oh, that's adorable. Mine's 4, man. Like the stuff that comes out of his mouth on a day-to-day basis is hilarious. The things he says to me, the things he comes up with. Last night he was trying to tell me a joke, like a straight up funny joke out of nowhere. It was the funniest thing. He's just like, "Hey, you know, what's over there?" "Nope, that's my butt dance." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" Just a little goofball. I love him. He's so funny. Yeah.
Like starting probably training the youngest one there. It's always fun.
Yeah. How's that going for you? I know for me, I had to retrain him 2 times.
Oh yeah. Well, my 3-year-old's already out of diapers.
Yeah.
We got the third one was coming pretty quick. We were like, okay, well, we're not gonna have 2 in diapers, so we got that.
No, God, no.
Yeah.
Fair.
Everybody like, what? She's 2 and she's 3. Like, yeah, she used the bathroom. Now she's 3. She go to the bathroom all by herself. Why? She's like using.
Yeah.
But what I find with children too is what they absorb, right? Like my wife was saying the other day, like it's hard to teach your children not to, I don't know, teach the bad habit of yourself. And then you're like, holy jeez. And then but they grow up so quick and they're up so much every day. It's amazing.
Yeah, man. It's funny you mentioned that. My kid came up to me the other day and he's like, "Hey, Dad, I got a treat for you." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, what do you got?" And he's just like, "Look, I got you a smoke." I'm like, "Ah." That's not a good thing for you to know, but I guess, like, in today's world, fuck it. It is what it is. Who gives a shit anymore? Like, that's kind of how I took it. I swear in front of my kid. I go out on the deck and, he stays inside and I smoke my pot and he stays in there with Grandma and Grandpa while I relieve my back pain. And, yeah, man, it's just like, it's a much different world growing up than it was for us when we were kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I don't know. I like the technology stuff, but I sometimes they get absorbed so much into it that you're like, it helps you while you're doing kitchen cleaning up, or you know what I mean? But then at that, where's that line that you're like, okay, let's go play outside? And I'm always like, we try to take a lot of time with them outside. I'm trying to actually give them a whole lot of appreciation of the earth, and because I find sometimes it's a value that got lost along the way. Like,
yeah. No, you're right. It is. Some of the stuff that we used to learn when we were younger by going outside with our parents and even with like kindergarten teachers and going on little field trips and stuff, that does seem to be something that's kind of going away. It's more of just screen time now. It's just everything's done through a screen. Does that bug you? Do you wish there was a little bit more like hands-on teaching? Yeah,
I would actually. Like I find that our school system is not perfect. It is what it is, but back in my parents' day, they kind of had it all divided up in like, okay, you're a trade person, so you're gonna learn trade, right? Yeah. So they had like a A, B, C section, but they kind of generate a whole lot of clicks out of that,
Yeah, totally. And
I think we kind of went too far from it now. So because I was really not interested in high school. All I wanted was to play music, fucking be in the shop class, and then I was in the math. It's fine, but there's a point where I knew that I was not gonna use that kind of mathematics stuff in my career or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm physics, but don't give me freaking algebra that just fuck all for nothing.
True. Yep.
Give me it's gonna happen for this reason. It makes sense, right?
Yep.
But all I'm trying to say is like our school system is not gonna attract the attention of everyone. So we're gonna lose so many kids who have different potential to be whatever they are instead of just sitting at desks,
Yeah, true. Totally.
My wife's a teacher, so we do that kind of conversation all the time.
Yeah. That's very cool. Yeah, no, I have a sister that's I think she'd be a university professor or something. I don't know, she doesn't talk to me. But she's super smart, and it's like, yeah, it is a weird thing. You get kind of put into the trades, or you get put into like you're more of like a mathematician, scientist, or like maybe you're kind of a teacher, and then there's like the PE teacher group of like athletic kids, and yeah, it is weird how our school system is set up a little bit. My niece goes to a school where it's an all year round school. I think you get a month off in the summer and a month off in the winter, and that's how they do their whole school thing. But you can graduate by the time you're 15 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time she's 15 or 16, she actually wants to have enough money to go off to university, and she wants to be a defense lawyer. She wants to be a defense lawyer by the time she's like 22. She'll be one of the youngest in the country.
Wow.
If she gets that done. And I'm like, my God, these kids are driven. Like,
yeah.
So, it's fun to watch them. Fun to watch what they turn into from little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you find it in?
Such a suspension that falls in a crack of the system. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have stories like that, which is like, whoa. But that's what it's like, reaching out for the full potential of, and not just for like sitting in a desk.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always kind of had the feeling that like summer breaks were too long. Like 2 months is a bit too much. I think like more sporadic breaks throughout the year is probably better. Take a couple days off here. Okay, cool. I'll recharge my batteries. Okay, it's spring break. Take 10 days off. Okay, cool. I'm going to go have some fun. Wintertime. Take a couple days off for Christmas, a week or whatever. But the 2 months off at summertime, I find is like it almost makes kids forget too much, and they almost get a little too complacent, or at least I find when I was growing up. So that's why I like the way her school system is, like that month off in the summer and that month off in the winter. Your 2 recharges throughout the year, and then you get a bunch of breaks. And by the time you're done, you're still, young, getting a good career, and you can actually profit and make some money and pay everything back, because student loans will drain you. You guys know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had to get any student loans yet, just because I've been able to figure out like other ways to like pay for school without needing that. And like, I think my sister's starting university in the fall, and I think she's trying to apply for like OSAP or whatever, because her tuition is way more expensive than mine is. But I've just been able to figure out like ways to pay for school without having to like go into debt for it.
You've been hustling like a gangster.
That's right.
Right behind that blue sheet, Jordan actually has pounds of cocaine and drugged up tigers, grenades, rocket launchers, women that thought that they were going to join ISIS, but really now they're just in Jordan's evil sex dungeon.
Just a wall. Just a wall.
That wall's a lie. That wall he's showing you is a bunch of bullshit. There's a hole right behind his head that he has to crawl through like a fucking gopher.
Oh, man.
Oh, that shit. I give Jordan a hard time all the time. I tell him that he lives in a terrorist cave, and then that's why he's always editing our videos and stuff. He's actually planning world domination. Jordan's not actually going to school.
I mean, this year is going to be like totally online, so I'm going to be in here like basically all the time between school and podcasting. Like, Yeah.
I wonder, can you get it like a permanent ass groove in a wooden chair? Like, are you going to get a permanent ass groove in that wooden chair you're sitting in right now?
Honestly, I mean, I have like a thin cushion, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's still like, if the wood still just like forms to me, just because I'm in this chair so much.
That's funny.
Yeah.
God damn. Oh, Jordan. So what kind of fun, exciting projects do you have going on, Mr. Drackirr? You're part of the Beard Struggle now. You're joined. You're all part of the Brotherhood. Are you working on anything fun, exciting coming on up?
Yeah, I do have a project that I'm working on there. It's on, actually, it's a top secret section on my website.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
I got a partner for it. I can't go too much in detail.
Okay.
You started a My OnlyFans site, didn't you? My OnlyFans is like that thing that girls go on and they post their naked pictures and they're like, "Here, subscribe for a month." I was just giving you a hard time.
No, I get it. I didn't hear it. Good one. It's actually for the gaming industry. So,
cool.
You know, like we're working on something, and I think it's probably going to be a 2-year project before it's going to be fully released.
Oh, wow.
That I have for it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Me and Matt, we've been working hard on that, and that's pretty cool.
That is, man. Have you been involved in like gaming and stuff like that for a while, or is this just something that you're jumping right into?
I've been working on an old game of mine a long time ago, and it's something that I had on a back burner for a very long time. And through the years, basically, I just kept writing stuff down and just make it a vision, but I never actually had the time to actually get involved into the programmation and all that, and creating math, all that stuff that involve making a game. But when COVID started, then I was like, oh, that's actually an opportunity to actually put the energy at the right place, and all of a sudden I had like a mainline storyline made up for that. So I right now probably would be ready for a demo version, but I have so much tryout that got to go through it. I got so much freaking bugs that I got to fix out of it that and we're actually thinking investing in a better software to put it available actually on for a mobile device and not just only for PC, because PC is kind of not just like a percentage, you know. So, well,
it's just a small percentage. Mobile is definitely where it's at these days, isn't it?
Yeah. So after that, we're actually going to be done creating our entire music and everything for the game.
Oh, cool.
It's all going to be originals, and that's all going to be. That's why I say it's probably going to be at least another 2 years before it's going to be on the market. But it's
cool.
The Viking theme classic RPG. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh, cool.
I like it.
That's
I
awesome.
can't complain about that, especially for a mobile game. There's not a lot of those out there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, what made you start developing and doing all that? Was it just an idea that came to your mind and then you looked somebody out, or were you the one approached for it?
Yeah, the thing was, like, I've always been creative. I've always been in band, writing songs, and all of a sudden I have, like, freaking binders and books of just a bunch of songs that just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, man.
And then all of a sudden I was like, how can I bring that creation to another level? Because
true.
The beer struggle kind of helped a whole lot with that too, because I needed to bring more like the visualization out of the creation. That was great with the audio, and now it was like, let's do something else. And then after a few things that I was doing with Jordan and stuff, I'm like, great, I really need to bring that creativity to another level. And for me, in game programming, it was just now the possibility is endless. What I want to do, I do it. If I want to, if I see it, I just read.
Totally, that's really cool.
I always thought too it would be kind of a neat idea if you can make like custom game kind of for like, let's say you would like a game for your son, then you give me the idea, and then I build it, and then give that game to your son for his birthday.
Oh, very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
no, that is a very sweet thing to think about.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, man. No, that's very, very cool. I was curious how the whole beard struggle thing was going for you, because I know that a lot of people, they got involved and they're like, oh, this is a lot of fun. I've learned a lot. Like Jordan and I, when we were doing this, like before I met Jordan, I was trying to do a podcast on my own and I just couldn't get it to work. I don't know what the deal was. I just couldn't. I didn't want to listen to myself talk for half an hour. I didn't think I was very interesting. And then Jordan and I started working together. He brought the organization. I started drinking.
Yeah.
And this is pretty much what we've come up with. And it's fucking a lot of fun, man. I enjoy it. Is there anything that you're hoping to get out of like the beard struggle as far as like a collaboration or a project? Is there somebody that you want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Oh yeah, like I have big ideas for Drackirr. I built like this entire character around this beard struggle. It's
cool.
but with COVID, I had those big projects. I was like, there's a lot of guys at the Axe Lounge that have massive beard, but not a lot actually know what to do about it, because what do? We buy Head and Shoulders and good enough, right? But
yeah,
it's not, especially like a lot of people from blue collars, like the environment that we work in is so intense. Like I come back from welding day and my beard is so freaking dry. I have 10-hour shift. I have just like my beard like destroyed. Then I just put a little bit of oil in it. It's like boom,
Yeah, back to life.
Ever since COVID, now the Axe Lounge is just starting to reopen back, and I was hoping to actually set up a table at the farmers market and have
cool.
like with the freaking Drackirr character and like have the beer products. But then same thing, COVID. We don't even have the farmers market running full out yet. So it's all those major ideas that I have that I post on my Instagram, that I do the best that I can just to keep it interesting, I guess. But totally. A lot of work that I gotta put into that character that I don't always find the time with 3 daughters and work.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I understand your pain with that one. Like sometimes when Jordan and I are doing this podcast, and sometimes we get double podcast days, I got my 4-year-old and I'm running back and forth, and Jordan's creating stuff because we always have new ideas coming, and I'm like, crap, I gotta make this shirt. Next thing you know, my kid shits his pants, and then my dog shits himself because he's old. I'm like, oh no. Turns into a bunch of craziness. So I totally understand. You only got so much time that gets pulled in each and every way.
Totally.
I should look at that.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like COVID may have been a little bit of a blessing in disguise? Like it seems like a lot of people got a little bit of work or a little bit of time off work. They got to spend time with their families, got a little bit of a recharge. Do you think it was almost a blessing in disguise?
Yeah. I can speak for myself that it was kind of a blessing, and at the same time it was hard by time, because at the beginning a lot of what the hell's going on, right?
Yeah, totally.
But after a while, like almost took time to recenter and put the energy at the right place, and instead of just work, because people know I'm a workaholic. I work all the time. What am I saying is too thick, and it's been working for me ever since. So
fair enough. Do you think we're going to get smashed by a second wave? Do you think there's another wave of COVID coming in, August or November, whatever it is? Not August, October, November.
My personal opinion is just, what is this?
That is a good question, isn't it? Because we thought it was kind of like a cold at first, and now we're finding out there's like brain injuries that are being caused by this and shit.
Yeah, I still don't freaking understand it, and I'm just like, let's just do the best that I can. And I tried to. There was just a point I was just like, I gotta stop watching the news because it just feel like media to me, media, numbers, media.
Totally.
Yeah.
But then after a sudden, it's just if you're okay, Jordan's okay, and I'm okay. That's 3 on 3.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Let's keep this beer struggle going, and
Facts. Definitely.
we have great shield wall against the fucking COVID. Anyway,
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, is it? I don't know what you guys think about it. Ever since
Yeah.
I don't know what I think about it. I'll let Jordan go first. Jordan, what do you think about this? Let me gather my thoughts.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's been really frustrating. Like how rapidly it's like shut everything down because like I had like a job lined up for like the entire summer and like
That's
I
right,
was
dude.
I was gonna make like a bunch of money and then like I had to finish my first year of college like from my house online, which is really annoying. So it's been frustrating, but also like I've had more time to edit and do this podcast. Like, so yeah, it's been good and bad.
Yeah. Yeah, COVID's a weird thing. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm happy that the government was just dishing out money there, but like I fell under the circumstances of like I rightfully needed this money and I was eligible for it and everything.
Mhm.
So like with the situation I'm in, like that was quite profitable. I got to just hang out at home and all of a sudden I made way more money than I did if I went to work. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like I'm not driving anywhere. The grocery store is 2 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
Like I haven't had to pay for gas in fucking 8 weeks. And it's dirt cheap now if I want it.
Yeah,
like my
facts.
God.
That's crazy.
So it was pretty crazy there how that changed. I didn't like seeing all the stories of like the old people dying. That was sad. People dying alone, that was really sad to see. And I couldn't imagine being in that situation, like saying goodbye to the people that you created and your loved ones through a phone and then you die alone, right? Like, oh fuck, that would be just so heartbreaking to hear. And
yeah, totally.
so there's definitely, like you said, pros and cons to this whole thing. It sounds like they're trying to convince us it's not going anywhere now.
Well, it's gonna be around for at least 2 years, minimum.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's gonna be here, like New Brunswick. I don't know why and I don't know how, but we kind of had a safety bubble net over us or something. It was weird because we had a few cases here and there, but nothing major, no major outbreak. I don't know, and everybody stayed home.
I want to know what they classify as an outbreak. That's one thing that I was hearing over the news. Is they're like, there's an outbreak in Kelowna, which is 2 hours from where I live, and then they're like 8 people got it. I'm like, that's not a fucking outbreak.
That's
like,
what
that's
a
not
bit
a
of
goddamn outbreak.
That's 8 people caught it and he's coughing home now.
Totally. Now, if it was like a house party and 80 people got it, okay, I can be like that. That makes sense. 80 people got it. There's a lot of other people that could now get it because of that fucking house party.
Yeah, totally.
But,
yeah.
So,
there, Jordan?
So it says an outbreak is defined as the sudden or violent start of something unwelcome, such as war or disease. So that's what.
How are you?
Yeah.
Come
here. Oh, here's trouble.
Come here.
A toy snake in my room.
Come here.
A snake in my room.
There's no snake in your room. Oh, this is little dude. You say hi. Here's Uncle Jordan.
Hey.
You're here. Oh, you're on the internet. You're on a TV show.
Hey.
What are you doing with my hand? Why don't you go watch Teen Titans? I'll be right there to help you, okay?
Oh, you cracked our thing. Oh, it's going upstairs. And it's some food.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll be there to help you in a minute.
Okay.
Go watch your show.
Ow.
Oh, that's my 4-year-old. He's giant. Get out of here, you. Love that kid.
Yeah.
He's funny. I started teaching him martial arts too early, I think. He knows how to put me in triangle chokes. He knows how to punch the fuck out of me. Like I woke up the other morning. He's like, Dad, I just want to give you a hug. I'm like, oh sure. But I taught him this thing with your shoulder where when you actually give somebody a hug, if you go over top, if you give them like the bear hug over top,
Yeah.
you can push down on their shoulders, and then you just take your shoulder and you just jab it into their throat. And and you can essentially choke somebody out by hugging them if you do it correctly.
Oh,
and I
no.
taught him that when he was like a year and a half, just like, I didn't mean to. He gave me a hug and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And he took it from that one demonstration. And every time I get a hug now, it's like, die, Dad, die.
Fucking crazy. Yeah.
Never too late for not doing yourself, man. Never too early. Never too early.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of like the UFC and martial arts and stuff like that?
Yeah, man. I don't always have time to catch up with it, but it's like back in the day, I was always watching it, and in my time when I was back in middle school, first pay-per-view event I ever bought was like the one The Rock got the belt with was it Triple H? I think it was back then.
Yeah.
But it evolved so much, and I'm so big about martial art itself because I started doing karate when I was with Shotokan karate when I was maybe like 7.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then, it just wasn't for me. It was too structural, like.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean.
And after that, I kind of just started doing my own thing, going to the gym, doing the punching bag, doing everything. Like, I was doing pretty much all the boxing training without actual coach or anything. And all of a sudden, I moved down here to Moncton, and there was this school called, and it's the kind of school that you walk through it, you would not even know it's a school. You could miss it, like, And I ended up walking into there one day, and like, holy shit, this is it. He was pretty much teaching everything from Aikido to Shaolin Kung Fu to Tai Chi.
Oh, wow.
But
cool.
Everything that's around it too, like the philosophy of the Eastern art, and all of a sudden that's where I still walk today, and then I was talking about like I always felt more comfortable with her sword and shield, and said, well, that's probably like your past life if you want to believe into that kind of shit, right?
Fair.
And my master just passed away just this year, so just thought of it a little bit. And so he's the one who like followed that. So I found that book that I posted on the Beer Struggle. It's all about Viking martial art, and
cool.
In the last 5 years, that's why I've been focusing on more sword and shield and gear and lands. And my next step would actually get a bow and go for archery.
True. Yeah, archery's fun. I've done that a bit. It's pretty cool.
I did a little bit of it in high school, but now I really want to step up the game to like hunter level.
Cool.
That would be crazy. You're running through the forest like a modern day Viking. You have a giant sword. You have a giant axe. Like that, a fucking shield. And the next thing you know, you just see Drackirr with a fucking compound bow. Pulls it back like nothing. They fall over like a deer that's just been shot by a sniper rifle through the heart. You're like, holy shit. Yeah, no,
that'd be crazy.
Sure. Where would you place yourself? Like, if you could go back in time and you were a part of the Viking Age, what do you think you'd be doing if you were in fucking Kattegat, if you were in Ragnar's village, if you're hanging out with the Vikings? What would you be doing back then?
I'll probably be Floki, man, building ship.
Oh, cool.
Trees being tested by the gods, and
nice. That's cool.
The weird dude just building ship and talking to trees, man. That would be me.
Hilarious.
Nice.
That would be hilarious.
Nice.
I don't know if you saw that thing I put on my Instagram this morning. It was a little bit fucked and twisted that I put that up there. that thing about the bear eating Christians.
Oh man, I love man. Like the unique smell of bullshit. You know, there's nothing that smells more like. That's my personal opinion, people. But fuck Christianities. I was raised into a house which was all about like going to church and reading your Bible. And I respect it in so many ways because it's in me. But at the same time, I'm like, it gives you so much restriction, like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. I think it was my dad, or maybe a friend of my dad. I heard this story somewhere. Someone that I know was raised in a very strictly religious household, and it almost like backfired. Like their parents wanted them to be like really righteous and God-loving, but they grew up and they're like, you shove that down my throat so hard, I want nothing to do with it. I just got to get away from the thought of it. So it's funny that you mentioned that, how, you know, sometimes you can be raised in one household and then you come out and you have like either different opinions or a different viewpoint. It's kind of interesting how that happens.
I think that's the importance as being a parent is we all have opinion, but we cannot impose our opinion to block access to new discoveries to your children. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like, you can't put them in a box.
Exactly. Like for them to reach their entire potential, or anyone, we can teach them the right way and hope they follow it. But it's their journey, long run. You know, like
totally.
And what is the right way?
Yeah, that's a fair point. I've had other parents talk to me along the way where they're like, you know, I want to protect my child. I want to give them all the money and opportunities in the world. And then sometimes you find those kids that are in those situations, they're not very interesting people because they've never had to put up with any form of adversity, any form of problems. And then like the kids that, you know, get beat up in the hallway, stabbed in the field, you know, their dad has a gambling addiction, maybe their mom drinks too much, whatever the case is. Those are some of my favorite human beings because they have the craziest fucking stories I've ever heard, and they're cool fucking people. It's a weird thing, isn't it, being a parent? Like, you want to protect them, you want to make sure they're all safe, but at the same time, not too much. You got to let them go be people, like you're saying.
That's right.
Yeah, that fine balance. Sons of bitches.
I had a rough go with, and I think that's what makes you who you are. All those hard times. If you don't have any hard time, like, what? You're just gonna be what? Like you said, like almost like a robot.
Pretty much, yeah. You're a very uninteresting human being.
See, I've been depression. Like I've been through sour breakup, been through all kind of shit, and there was one point I even tried to kill myself. That's why I was doing the 25 push-up challenge, and I was so devoted. It's a whole lot in me, and in 2007 or 9 or whatever it was, I got diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which is very common, like freaking everywhere. You hear that shit everywhere.
Yeah.
When I got that diagnosed, I was not just going to be like, okay, I'm sick, so there's nothing I can do for the rest of my life. I'm like, no, I got to learn what is that illness.
Yeah.
On there, and I got to learn what I have to give myself as tools to beat that freaking shit that I'm gonna be living with the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely. Go ahead.
Like a bit what I was saying about putting the energy at the right place. It's like you work on your weaknesses to make yourself stronger. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you touched on that at the beginning. If you have a weak spot, work on it, because if you're good at something, you're already good at it. It's hard to improve upon something you're already good at. You got to kind of work on the rest of you to then improve that one attribute. Yeah, man. Breakups are a rough thing, aren't they? I mean, I myself, I was in a position very much like you. I tried to do some dumb shit at one point, and it was not a good idea and all that kind of stuff. And breakups are very, very hard. Do you feel like that's almost something that is a little bit odd throughout all the years? Like guys couldn't talk about some of the problems that are just normal everyday problems. Like if you're going through a bad breakup, if you went and talked about that back when, you know, my dad was growing up, it was like, oh, fucking deal with it. You're a man, you know, no crying, none of that shit. Don't talk about your problems. Just be a man. And now in 2020, we're being encouraged to, finally talk about the things that are going on. You find that a bit weird?
I do, because back then it was just like old school, and that's the way I was raised. Very old. Like, but then all of a sudden it's like, how many people back then, I don't know, I'm talking like 100 years ago, was actually wife beater, and it was okay because it's just what it is.
Totally.
You know what? But now it's I feel like maybe because we weren't talking about all what we're supposed to talk about or feeling and stuff. Right now, maybe that's why there was so much violence back then. They were together, but it doesn't really mean that they were happy. I think if anyone has buildup of emotion, it's like a dam. It's gonna blow up eventually. That you're a man, a woman, a cat, a dog.
Fair enough. That's actually a really interesting viewpoint, that maybe that's why we had so many fucking sword fights way back then and everything. It's that we were just so pissed off.
That's just fun.
Oh shit, that's fun. Yeah, man. No, it is interesting. The world's in an interesting place, and people are doing interesting things. And I don't know. You got a prediction on where you think we're going to be in a year from now? Do you think the world's going to be a better place? Like COVID's going to fall over, and the world will be like, "Oh, that was a fun year. It sucked, but we're doing better now." Or do you think we got more interesting things coming our way?
Yeah, I think I'm hoping that the future will learn from all of this, because COVID reduced like the pollution level on Earth because we weren't freaking going at work every day.
Yeah.
As a civilization, we could actually learn a whole lot from this and evolve in a better direction. So let's go for the Star Trek direction. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, totally.
Do you think that they're gonna figure out like the planet heating up and stuff like that, or do you think they're just gonna be like, fuck it, we've already wrecked it, let's put people in a tube and shoot them out into space and hope to God they don't blow a hole in the side and get sucked out?
I always had a theory that Earth has his own way of dealing with you. Like a dog who has a bunch of fleas.
Yeah, fair enough.
After a while, it's just gonna do.
Totally.
I've been saying that for many years, and what we've been doing to this planet is we've been destroying it. What's gonna happen? I mean, God knows, we might have a solar flare next week.
Yeah, that would be interesting. A solar flare.
We think the universe, we're such a small dot, does nothing. Tomorrow, let's say the sun go out, we're gone, So with the way that 2020 was going, it's just like, what's gonna be next? What's gonna be for August? It's like, if there would be aliens out there watching a show about planet Earth, it would be, man, this 2020 season is the ball.
Yeah,
totally.
Valid point. There's probably that one alien being like, I know that everybody else, they hate that Trump guy, but man, I sure like him. He makes this show entertaining.
I gotta agree. You never know what's he gonna come up with it next? What's gonna be next?
Yeah.
Well, they may have to sanction my fight against Kim Jong-un. That might be what's next for 2020. Kim Jong-un will send me a personalized Instagram message. Scott, I've heard your challenge. I accept. I'll meet you at Madison Square Garden, or Fight Island for the UFC. We will have this fight.
Awesome.
That'd be hilarious. Oh, man.
Kim Jong-un, I will fuck you up. A little North Korean dictating bastard. Oh, shit. Who's he friends with again? Dennis Rodman?
Yep.
Yeah. God damn it, Dennis Rodman. What were you saying?
I was just saying, history has a strange way of repeating itself. Now, you remember how it was it's World War II. We had shit happening in China first, and then fucking invaded everywhere. But what stopped World War II? Was it us when we went to D-Day? No. Was it? It was the freaking Russia when they said, no, this shit is done. Oh. So that, like, within, like, when they got involved, it was like, boom, it's done. Russia. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be like, if ever we hit, like, a World War III, just with the theory that history repeats itself, like, it's going to be like fucking North Korea and the American, and once again, Russia is going to be like, no, you're done.
They're gonna come in, they're like, stop it.
It's just sad that we're right next to them, you know.
Yeah.
If it happened, like, I think Canada is a pretty weak defense.
We're a pretty easy target.
Yeah. Like I feel like
we're friendly and we have good weed and we like coffee.
Totally.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I feel like if the U.S. wanted to, they could just walk in and take over, and like, I feel like the Canadian government wouldn't be able to do much about it.
Probably in the size of an army, maybe. But I mean,
you know,
I don't know. We did burn down their White House at one point.
that's facts. Yeah, true.
That's right. Epic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I would be willing to fight for my land. But
Yeah, man.
compared to what they have, like, they've been investing how many millions a year in their army, but we have free healthcare compared to, like, we invest that money into there.
True. Yeah.
I think it's all about putting the energy at the right place. I think I'm seeing it often.
Yeah, totally.
Indeed. Yes, the money does need to go to the right place. Marijuana helps out with that greatly. Thank you, marijuana.
Facts.
Yeah, I know, that's pretty funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there anything that you want to talk about, my friend? I don't know how long we have you, and I don't want to keep you too long. I know you're a father of 3 women, and 3 women require a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you want to chit chat about? Is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't touched on yet?
No, it's just whatever.
Yeah, man.
My brother from around here, he makes awesome freaking wood carving, man.
Oh, cool.
He's actually making wood handle for axes too lately. That's what he's been.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He does amazing work. It's Barefoot Gill is on Instagram anyway. It's pretty good.
Cool.
And anyway, his dad, he's the one who taught me everything about living off this land.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
All the traditional trades, and anyway, he passed away just last week, and he was good shit, man. One of the last true. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like,
yeah, it's hard when those people go, isn't it? The ones that you consider like the truest of the true, because the world gets almost a little bit less bright, and they made it a bit of a better place when they were here.
Yeah, well, I see it as a responsibility to keep on those values, you know. No matter what fucking's happening in this world, just keep on trucking, you know. Like, take your card and keep your beard growing.
Keep your beard growing. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna hit like this year. It was COVID. What's gonna be next week? What's gonna be next year? What's gonna be 20 years? Oh man. So
yeah.
I'm gonna take care of it right now.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the U.S. election. Like, I know that our elections are always kind of whatever,
yeah.
But the U.S. election is always like a cat fight between 2 fat chicks in a mud pit. It's dope.
Yep.
Yeah, November. It's coming up.
I always like how they bash each other's party instead of bringing up what they can do better. You know?
Yeah, totally.
It's never like, hey, you know, I would really like to help people that are struggling in the bad neighborhoods. It just turns into like, creepy Joe Biden over here is fucking kids, and Joe Biden is like, no, that's you who's fucking kids. And you're like, why do we have 2 guys that could be potentially fucking kids running for president?
True. Yeah, that's true. That's.
Why does nobody talk about that?
Yeah, it's true. It's like, ugh. Yeah, the U.S. is in an interesting place right now.
Yeah, man. It's a very interesting place. Very, very weird.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what's going to happen. We have a lot of brothers down there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited for when the Beard Struggle Ets group opens for Canada?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And wait to see what's gonna happen with that.
Yeah.
I like what got me started into was Jordan's project there when he was like
Mm-hmm.
he showed me all of his work and I was like, holy jeez, I want to do like something for that project, you know. And then I started putting all on paper and shit. That's
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They launched the US. I think the UK is already launched too, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, UK and US so far. Yeah.
US, UK, Europe is starting next, and then I think either we're next or somewhere else is next, like Australia or us is next.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
After it's going to be either Canada or Australia.
Yeah.
But
something like that.
Yeah. When I first heard your struggle, just random day on COVID, I was doing fuck all, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this, you know? And now I'm like, whoa, this shit.
Totally.
And now, like, I know I haven't put out a whole lot of stuff, but I really want to get that Drackirr character at least 1 week on YouTube video a week. And
totally.
it's all about finding the right time. And I'm still building up my equipment too. Like I just got my HD cam that didn't work for today.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens.
But man, technology is an odd thing. We had a couple of technical difficulties trying to get this thing set up. Like if you listen to our first podcast compared to this one right now, you're like, wow, these guys figured out some shit in 2 or 3 episodes.
I'm pretty old school too. Like me, like it's all PC, you know, like
yeah.
Fair.
The phones, I don't like them so much because my thumb are too freaking big for them.
I get that, man.
Fair.
That's such a pain in the ass for a phone. My thumb is the same way.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, no, it's that's one thing I hope they change about cell phones. Make it so my thumb can actually type on that thing instead of me hitting 2 or 3 letters.
Yeah. I mean, phones are getting a lot bigger, so it's like more typing space. But yeah, it's definitely still room for improvement, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
In my opinion, there's nothing better than a good old mouse and keyboard, man.
Fair.
I used a Razer setup on my Alien.
Nice. Yeah.
I'll never go back. I'm just
yeah. Fair.
Gamer.
Yeah, like Razer makes nice stuff for sure.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking awesome for that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, totally. Cool. Good stuff.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to when the Canadian Ets group gets together. That'll be a lot of fun to see everybody collaborating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And see like the challenges get put out. I think that'd be fun for the Canadian group to do that.
Yeah.
Even just before they're even put together, like just get a video or something together, because there's a lot of really cool guys that just they don't post very often and they don't engage as much as they should, because I think they feel a little bit lost.
Yeah, fair.
It'd be fun to get them kind of working together.
Yeah, I wanna try and get some video like set up, like at least within like the Canadian group chat that we have, like something like that, like in the next little while. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Put something cool together.
To do one fighting video there that didn't really work off on the group the first time.
Yeah.
Pretty neat there, like.
Yeah, the fight videos were really cool for sure.
All the Canadian team and this freaking just whack herself.
Oh, the fight video, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I almost smashed my face off that wall making that video a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I throw a flying knee in there or something. The original video that they showed up on Beard Struggle, and fucking, there's a wall right there for when I fall down, and my face is about this far from it every single time I fall down. I'm like, could have damn near killed myself. Broke my own neck doing a video for the Beard Struggle.
Oh man.
But no, we should probably. Oh, go ahead.
A bunch of people throwing like freaking arrows, right? And then I'll block them with my shield or something.
Totally. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. We'll see what we can get figured out, because that would be cool to get everybody working on a project together and see what they can get done.
Mm-hmm.
Must be a whole lot of ideas out there.
That's right. But we should let you go, my friend, 'cause I know you got daughters to go hang out with. My 4-year-old is trying to come in here and stab me to death with a bunch of foam swords. It's dangerous over here, being a single father. So, but I wanted to thank you for coming on the podcast. We appreciate it. I know the technical difficulties at the beginning was a pain in the ass and everything. We hope to get you back on again.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, my friend. Jordan, is there anything you want to say? Do you want me to pretend to be cute and carry on? And our discount codes are down below.
That was the next thing I was going to do.
And Drackirr's profile is down there along with Jordan's and mine. And yes, thank you, everybody.
There you go. Yeah, links down below. Go show Drackirr some love. Check out his page. Use his discount code. Yeah. Thanks for joining us today. It's been fun.
No problem. Anytime.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Cheers. Peace.